Hello and welcome back to StarMade. I am staring at a faction module and a build block. Yes. Oh yes. Okay, yeah. So I tried to do a recording and it fucked up. So this is that recording again cuz yeah, I messed that up. Anyhow, you might have noticed on the beginning of the last episode, yeah, I had a couple of things that were spawned in cuz I was in the starting sector and I was like, "Oh yeah, these things. Let's pretend they're not here and just, get started and go mining and stuff." Turns out I accidentally had loaded my single player world, which is why those were there. And yeah, I went off and went mining on my own little thing, and then I came on the actual server later on, which I'm on now, and then I'm like, wait a second, where's all my stuff? And that's when I realized my mistake. So I used admin commands to give myself the equivalent of the items I mined up in that episode, in that recording session, and then I played for a little while and made this base. It's a very basic thing. Basically, you have some little walkways with these chests, which are attached to a shipyard computer, which is attached to this shipyard out here. We'll get to that in a minute. I tried to say moment and minute at the same time. This hallway here is basically a placeholder. It's there in case pirates attack to kind of protect me while I'm walking between different things. And you can see there's a hole in it right here, and that's because I had to get in. I accidentally got out and was outside of the ship, and I was being attacked by pirates, and I had to get back in. Let's see. So, yes, then we have factories, and we have factory enhancers, and this is going to be like a factory section, so I'm going to build this out more that direction as a factory thing. This shipyard is pretty much going to stay the same size. It might get a little longer. As you can see, it's not actually complete anymore. And the reason it's not actually complete anymore is because it was complete, but I had a design in here that I accidentally built slightly outside of the confines of the shipyard. So I had to extend it out a bit. So you can see they're all extended a bit. And I had to add an extra layer to the ends so it would all fit. I didn't go too far forwards. I went too far backwards on that design. And so technically it doesn't need this bit up front, but I decided to keep it symmetrical because, as you might have noticed, this whole thing is symmetrical. And it's got a power unit, a couple of power reactors here spread up along the spines across the shipyard. And those are temporary. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep them there or remove them when I get an actual proper power reactor somewhere. I'm just not sure yet. I really don't know how I'm going to design the rest of the station. I know I want to have some central area here with, I don't know, just some space that's living space or something. And then I know I want to have a reactor section. I want to have other shipyards branching off. I want to make it into some big complex of amazingness, but I can't do that yet. Hell, I just thought of something that would be kind of crazy, but doable perhaps. And that would be to build another shipyard right next to this shipyard and have it on the opposite side, so there's actually two shipyards in the same spot. That wouldn't really make much sense, and I don't know if the game would even, support that, or if it would die horribly, but it would look cool, or maybe it wouldn't. I don't know. Anyhow, so yeah, I've been attacked by pirates a couple times. I started working on a design to try and combat them. Oh yes, I also have these power capacitors in here, because the power, as you might have noticed if you're looking at the left here, the power will fluctuate down a little bit and then go back up to normal, even though I'm generating more than enough power for what's being used. It's just kind of a quirk of how the game works sometimes. And so I needed these power capacitors here to keep it from constantly complaining about not having enough power, even though it has more than enough power. Now, there is supposed to be a design here called the Runner Mark 1 that it's supposed to be loaded in to the shipyard, but it wasn't for some reason. And as you can see, I've just loaded it in. And during my last failed recording attempt, I added in a little bit of interior, not much, just enough to, oh yes, and some Canon computers, and just enough of it to kind of build it properly. Oh yes, we've got some shielding, we've got thruster engines, yes, thruster engines, thruster units, power reactors, some cannons at the front here that stick out, and this was supposed to defend against pirates, right? But the problem is that I'm outside of this now. Yeah, that's why I have the hole in it, because, whoops, there we go, so I can get back in. The problem is, oh yeah, I don't have gravity yet either, or a proper, a proper airlock, but those are things that will have to come at a later date. The problem with this ship design, what was it? Yes, I don't actually have antimatter cannons, and so I can't actually build this properly. I don't know why I went into build mode on it. I don't know what I was thinking just now, because I don't need to go into build mode on this. I need to tell the shipyard to actually build it. Oh yes, now I remember. I wanted to make sure that these were actually set to the current output like they should be, and they are, so that's good. But right now what I need to do is construct the shipyard computer to build it. The problem is it can't be fully built because I don't have the cannon computers. As you can see in here, I have some hull and power reactors and lights and things. In here I have more of that type of stuff, and if I tell it to, let's see, construct current design, oops, I forgot to, hold on, I gotta give it a name, and I'll just call it the runner for now. Names would be cool, just any kind of names, or any ideas for how to design names in the future, that'd be cool. And it just occurred to me, no, never mind. I was going to say, it just occurred to me, perhaps the glitchiness I'm seeing right now has to do with the fact that I'm looking at it through glass, but no, it looks the same when I open up a door. Now, the problem I'm having right now is, it looks like it's built, but there's like some obvious errors happening here with the way things are looking. Like, things are being rendered transparently in places where they should be, but they're not being rendered properly in other places, and it's very weird because it's very obviously, like here, like if I try to go through this hole, it's very obvious that it's not a hole. There's something physically there, but it's not there, and I don't know why this is happening. And this happened during the last recording session, and then I decided to stop, and then I found out that recording session was broken. So I'm gonna try exiting and coming back right now and see if that fixes itself. Hi, welcome back. So fucked up the recording again, in that I've been doing some stuff for a while now, and it broke. It was recording the wrong screen, so I have a whole bunch of audio with no visuals for it. So that's nice. Essentially what you've missed is that I went out to mine some stuff in an ice ship, and a little tiny block of ice essentially, and then I actually made the runner, so it's actually out there now. And I need to make sure that when I deconstruct it to design, because it's going to be modified manually right now, not as part of the shipyard stuff. And oh, that's unfortunate. I'm quite upset about that, actually. It's rather annoying, to say the least. I'm going to take off the vertical change, and I'm going to put some cameras in here, which are going to, of course, place the wrong way. For some reason, my StarMade keeps, like, wanting to default the placement of certain items incorrectly now, and I don't know why or how. Like, I don't know why it suddenly started doing this. I don't know how it makes any sense. It doesn't make any sense, but that's a thing that's been happening. Now, I'm going to take an AMC computer. Did I not bring another Canon computer? I didn't. Well, I'm going to go build a Canon computer, and then I'm going to hook up a second set of cannons to the first set so that they will be rapid fire cannons. Oh, hostile signs detected. That means pirates are on their way. Good, it'll be a good test for this ship if I can ever get it frickin' flying. Now, here's how you figure out how to build something. Let's say I'm looking for a Canon computer. Fortunately, that's something you build in the standard factory, so now my standard factory is going to be building those if I give it Hylit capsules and crystal composites. So, here's Hylit capsules already in there, and here's some crystal composite. So right now, bam, 31, whatchamacallits, Canon computers. So now I'll have a bunch of those, and if it wasn't in the standard factory, I do the same thing on the basic factory, you know, change production, look if it's in here, that sort of thing, or on the advanced factory. And I'd see what resources it has. If I have them, they'd come from the capsule refinery, which you put raw ore into, or raw shards into, and it makes capsuled versions of them, along with crystal composite and alloyed metal mesh. And so you can figure out exactly what you need to build all the various things that way. And there's the pirates incoming. Ooh, it's a whole squadron of them. Good, good, I say, clenching my teeth and thinking, bad, bad. Okay, so we're in build mode again. We're gonna hook up this Canon computer incorrectly again for some reason. I don't know why this keeps happening, and it's very annoying. There. And I believe the way to hook these up, actually, I'm not gonna worry about that. I'm not going to worry about how they hook up just yet. I'm going to go out here and actually build, fortunately facing the right way, all the Canon computers, which will be, I think I'll just centrally put them in. Yeah, I'm just gonna centrally put them in here. Kind of fill in the front of the ship with cannons. And then these are going to be linked to the pre-existing cannons to give them rapid fire. Oops, I didn't want to go that far. And again, I didn't want to go that far. I'll put that in there. That light's going to go away, but we're not going to put a cannon there because we want them to stay in separate sides. And I'm actually going to have them wrap around the back of the other set of modules because I believe that'll work out. Actually, let's undo that. I want to leave a little bit of space in the corner there because I think I'm going to build something in this corner, like a little access way through here. And I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to design that yet, so I'm going to leave the space clear. So I'll just have these wrap around a little bit and come up there. So it won't be as rapid fire as normal, but if I go to ship weapons, that's the main one. This is the secondary, so I'll hook it up as a secondary, and that's 79%, so that's alright. That's a decent amount. And, oh yes, let's switch to the forward camera so we can actually see out the front. Interesting, the power... Oh yeah, because it's showing the power for the whole station right now, not for this ship. Alright, I can see one of the pirates right there in the top right. Can't see the rest. I'm going to go ahead and undock, and... Whoa, flight mode. Okay, yes, I'm not used to this craft at all. I haven't flown it before. Okay, and we've taken some hits. Looks like our shields are fine, though. Oh god, our shields are really taking quite a beating. I'm shooting. Looks like power, not power, my sound isn't quite working as it should. You should be hearing my cannons firing right now, but you can't, obviously. Also, they've stopped firing on me for some reason. I don't know exactly what's going on, but I am getting many hits on this pirate, and he is spinning a lot. So I think I'm doing a pretty good job. See, once his core says overheating, then I'll stop firing on him and crash the game. Uh-oh. I guess this is the part where I should say, StarMade is alpha software and I've just crashed again. So yeah, things like that can and will happen. Alright, so this time I'm going to wait a little bit on the spawn screen before I click spawn in the hopes that it won't crash horribly when I do this, but then again, it may. Okay, I'm inside my ship. Let's hope I'm not dead. Am I in build mode? Yes, I am. Okay, flight mode, go to the forward camera, or one of the forward cameras, doesn't really matter which one. Looks like everything is okay. We have a rock here, which used to be the fighter. I don't know what this bug is, but sometimes fighters, when you destroy them, when you kill them, they'll turn into rocks. I don't know why that happens. I'm not being attacked at all. My power is quite low? Oh no, the asteroid has power. Yeah, see, that's the weird thing. This asteroid shouldn't have power. It's an asteroid, but it does. And Java itself crashed. Not just StarMade. Java itself. And now it's crashing again. And again. And again. It crashed 3 times, which is interesting considering I only had one instance open. So there's this setting I have enabled on the server called break-off, which means that if you physically disconnect pieces of a ship, the ship will break into multiple pieces. That is known to cause some problems. In fact, it may be why destroying ships can sometimes turn them into asteroids spontaneously. That might also be causing the crashes. The thing is, I've had that enabled before where it caused a bunch of crashes, and then it stopped having crashes, so I figured, you know, it's safe to use. Unfortunately, I think the game is trying to prove me wrong right now, with the crashes happening right now. You might also notice some flickering on the screen just then. That was not a graphical error, that was me being shot at. And I was being shot at by this one, so I'm going to come after him, and I'm going to start shooting. And I'm going to hope that I don't crash the server again. Or not crash the server, but crash my client. The server's fine. The server handles this just fine. But I've crashed again. So, yeah. That's all for this time. I'm going to turn that setting off in the hope that it fixes it. And I'll see you in space. The ship is safe. Holy shit, that scared me. When did they add that sound effect? It's been a while since I played, you know, so... Holy shit. Because we already have a design for this. And then, oh. Holy shit. Are they firing on my ship that's docked? Or are they firing on the station itself? Basically, build this thing so that I can hopefully escape to get some weapons to put on this thing. Reload the design now that I've... Oh, fuck, I've accidentally gotten out. Oh, fuck, and I don't have a way to get in yet. Oh, everything has been completely supplied except for the cannon barrels.